second and third areas were inside the city of Busan, and that's really busy city life. You're going to get citygoers really just super busy. But there are countryside areas. My first area, Sachan, and my last area, Gumi, were really countryside. And the city itself, like of Sachan or Gumi, is, bigger, more compact than anything you'd get in America, really. But right outside of that is just like rice fields and orchards. And the people that work there are farmers and just like older people generally. And so it's a lot slower way of life. They're just really pleasant, really slow going, really easy going, really nice people. The food is completely different. You're going to get really traditional food. And so it's going to be very, very different from, first of all, Western food. And second of all, even like inner city food. The country food is a lot more fishy, a lot more vegetable-y, just a lot different. Sachan itself is really pretty. It's right on the coast. There's a bigger island that it connects to called Namhae, and transportation is a little bit different because you're way out in the country. We had to hitchhike a few times. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it worked. We contacted some really cool people. Again, Korea is really safe, but we hitchhiked there because there wasn't really another way to get to where we needed to go. There's like a big German village on that island, so that's kind of cool. Just a lot of fields, a lot of like seafront property. It's just like really mountainous, and the mountains just kind of like run right into the sea, so there's like a lot of little islands. It's super pretty. Right in that area as well as Tongyang, and there's like famous pearl divers, famous oysters come out of Tongyang. Also right there is, not like right next to it, but Changwon is another city that's really close to that, and famous again for its cherry blossoms. There's a couple of Navy bases in that area, but mainly you can go and like in those city areas, so like Miryang, Sachan, Andong especially is more landlocked, but it's up there. Gumi, those places you can walk sometimes for hours in certain places and see nobody, because it's just fields. Or you can even be in the city and everybody's like gone to other cities to work. So it'll be like that. But then during the big holidays, it's like I believe it's more populous than Seoul sometimes during the holidays, because everybody goes to their grandparents' house for the holidays, like Chuseok or Solar, like the Lunar New Year and the Thanksgiving. So during those days, it'll be just like jam-packed busy, but on every other day of the year, it'll be like empty as empty gets. But the people that you do find are a lot more easygoing, a lot slower going, and they don't speak English as well generally. And the farther from Seoul you get, I feel like, and the farther from the big cities you get, the less they speak English. So we went to that island, and we were walking by a preschool, going to our branch president's house, and all the Korean kids just like swarmed to the fence because they had never seen a white person before. And my companion and I were white, we spoke Korean, and they had never conceived that a foreigner could speak Korean, and it just like shocked them to death. They like started screaming and ran back into the preschool. But it was great. Like, yeah, it's like being a celebrity sometimes in the more countryside areas, because they just don't see a lot of foreigners, and certainly the foreigners there don't speak Korean. So you definitely get a celebrity factor in the we called it Waegugin power, but it's celebrity factor basically in like the more countryside areas, and especially in Busan because it's really far from Seoul, so there's not as many foreigners.